Hey everybody, I want you to head down to teespring.com and check out Bondy's Boutique and get some of Bondy's merch.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Bondy Blue and I am back for another Southern Charm New Orleans. Y'all, this episode tonight was kind of boring. It wasn't a lot going on. Let's get into it. Reese and Reagan are planning their wedding, okay? First, they go to the wedding cake place, and she is talking about how the first time when she got married to Jeff, it was very quick. She planned the wedding in like a week or a month or some shit like that. But either way, she's taking her time. This is going to be, extravagant, glamorous, old New Orleans. Y'all know. That shit that Reagan loves so much, okay? French Quarter bound. Then him and her and the moms and the sister all go to look at venues, and it's beautiful, and they're excited, and everybody has an opinion on what they think will look right. And you got Reese's mom being kind of overbearing, but it's not a problem because she gets along with Reagan. They're just alike. Everybody's getting along. I don't even want to say overbearing, but definitely having a powerful presence about her that can definitely take over a room if it wasn't for the fact that Reagan is matching her in that same energy. So they get along. It's great. It's cute. We're planning a wedding. Tamika is throwing a birthday party for her brother Sonny. Their birthdays are actually 2 weeks apart, and they've always tried to have joint birthday parties, but as adults, it's never really happened because they can't stop arguing long enough to plan it out. But she's planning a surprise birthday party for him. And, everybody's excited. Yay, something to do. They do something every episode, y'all. Every episode is a party, a get together, a fucking release for a lotion or a perfume or a clothing line. It's something every week with these people. But you know what? I'm enjoying that aspect of it. It's always something nice to look at. So Justin has previously explained that he got into a car accident maybe a year ago or at the beginning of the year, 6 months ago. I wasn't sure when, but a while back. And since then, he's been having some real pain in his back, and he's supposed to be going to the hospital to get radio frequency ablation. And he tells Kelsey about it the day of. And Kelsey is like, what? Why would you do that without talking to me? She's a nurse, so she knows what it is. And basically, they're burning off nerves very close to your spine. It's a scary surgery to have, and she's very worried and upset that he didn't include her before he decided to do it. So she has to go to the hospital and sit there and wait for him and be the supportive girlfriend, even though she's not being included on any of his decision making. Jeff decides to go back to therapy. He needs to. We don't know if he's going to stick to it because he seems to start these things and then stop going, and you don't get the real work out of it if you only go once or twice. Jeff is heartbroken. Jeff is really trying to hide how hurt he is behind his marriage failing, and it feels like abandonment all over again. I told y'all last review that I felt like the situation with his mom is definitely a continuation or a mirror situation to what happened with Reagan and how he feels betrayed by the women he loves in his life. He says that he's going to make another appointment to go back to the therapist, and he really needs to, because the fact that he still thinks that showing emotion or letting his friends help him is a sign of weakness shows that you have some immaturity in your emotional growth, and you need to fix that. So Reagan goes shopping to try on her wedding dress, and her mom and her male bridesmaid and her sister are all there, and everybody's looking around like, where's the rest of the clique? And people got shit to do. People got jobs. It's like a Thursday or something like that. But either way, she's upset that Tamika, her best friend, isn't there. And I'm like, oh, now Tamika's your best friend? All the times that she's been the last to find something out, or, you haven't told her before you told Rachel, or, confiding in Kelsey or Rachel before you confided in Tamika. And now when you need somebody to come and watch you try on a dress, now Tamika's your best friend. Child, Reagan, whatever. I think that Tamika's your friend, your best friend, depending on how you feel that day. I don't think it's based off of what best friendship should actually be about, which is just a basic understanding that you my bitch and there are certain things that you need to show up for. And if not, then I have an understanding that it's because you really can't. Not just because you wanted to sit at home and watch, television or some shit like that. Tamika is getting ready for the party, and she's having a conversation with Barry's teenage son about whether Barry had a conversation with him about sex. And he just kind of walks away. But Tamika fears that that Barry hasn't talked to his son about sex because he didn't have a father to have that conversation with him, and his mom didn't talk to him about it. But I just kind of feel like there is no way that Barry didn't talk to his teenage son about sex years ago. And the fact that you just now bringing this up means that you slow, and you should have been asking this question when he was like 11 or 12. If he's growing up in New Orleans or, you know what I'm saying, like growing up anywhere for that matter, most of these little dudes know about sex by the time they like 9, 10 years old. So to not have a conversation until he's about to graduate from high school or some shit, girl, you're late. You're late, and I don't know what you think you're going to tell him at this point that he don't already know, hasn't already figured out from his phone, the internet, his friends, or any other, any other source that is not you. So Tamika and Barry first go to the party location to check out everything and look at the food and make sure everything is up to par. And then she gets in an Uber to go pick up Sonny. And on the way to the party, they talk about their dad and how much they miss him. And Sonny's wearing his Super Bowl ring, makes him feel closer to him. And just discussing the importance of 11-12 and 11-11. I think 11 was their dad's number. The dad died on 11-12. His birthday is 11-11. Like, there's all this significance with the number. So they're just talking about that. And just being in their emotions with where they are now as grown people without having their father. I get it. When they get to the party, everybody is there. Reagan and Reese and Rachel. Everybody's there. And Tamika is kind of annoyed with Reagan because every conversation is the wedding and we've done this and we're planning this and we've already picked out this. And Tamika just feels like for once can it not always be about you. And it does seem like every event has to center around something going on with Reagan. So I do understand that. But at the same time, Tamika be doing the same thing. So it's like, girl, calm down. Because you do the same thing. You make it about you all the time. That's why you and your brother can't have a party together right now. Because you ain't going to shed a spotlight. He said that in a call. But the way Tamika went up to Reagan and hugged her and then immediately turned around, I just thought that was messed up. Like, damn, girl, that's your friend. Why you with your friend like that? Tamika pulls Kelsey to the side, and Tamika says that she loves Justin, and if she didn't care about Kelsey, she wouldn't say anything at all. And she does care, but she feels like Kelsey overcompensates because she needs to ask for better from Justin. Meaning this man gives you no real position in his life. He doesn't tell you anything about his life, really. And you then overcompensate and take that out on Tamika. That is true to an extent, Tamika. But you coming to somebody with their issue and not talking about what yours is does not scream apology to me. And the fact that Kelsey just hugged her and let it go is a testament to how nice I think Kelsey really is. A lot of y'all say she's annoying to y'all, but I think that Kelsey is a nice person. And that if she was not a nice person, she and Tamika would have fist fought already. Like, Lord have mercy. Or at least she would have been read down to pieces to the point that these types of interactions would not happen. But there's an air of superiority that Tamika has when she's talking to Kelsey. Like, you need to step up and expect more from him and then he'll give you more. Yeah, that's true. But bitch, don't want to hear that from you. Because you already discount her and diminish her, as our girl Candace would say. So I kind of feel like I wasn't feeling Tamika's approach to Kelsey. I felt like it was a way to make herself seem like the bigger person when really, if you had been being the bigger person from jump, y'all wouldn't even have to have this conversation. And the only reason y'all are having this conversation is because Justin had to come to you and tell you that you were doing too much. Rachel talks to Reagan and she just feels like somebody needs to be worrying about Jeff because she is. And, they didn't really talk much about it, but Jeff jetting off from that girl, he eventually gets back home and it's not like a big deal now, but him drinking and the way he reacts and just kind of bolts and has these Hulk out moments, it's scary. And he needs to fix it. And Rachel told him that she wouldn't drink that night if, it meant supporting him. And he's like, no, don't do that. But it's like, if you need support, you need to let people support you however they need to do that. And if not drinking that night will help, then, but I really don't think it would help Rachel. Like, I don't. I think that whatever Jeff is going to do, Jeff is going to do it. And you can only say, that she'll be there for him and be there if he does come. But 9 times out of 10, he's going to want to handle this on his own. And, just be a listening ear and show you care. But there ain't much you could do, Rachel. Okay? But Rachel does feel the need after her conversation with Jeff to go and talk to Reagan. And Reagan just feels like she's tired of being the person responsible for him and his fits. She feels like this is what their marriage was like. This is why she left. And she just doesn't want to have to be that person anymore. And Rachel understands it. She recognizes what their relationship was like and that this is no longer Reagan's responsibility. Even though he was already messed up, Reagan betraying him didn't make it any better. And I think that's why the friends feel she had some responsibility to him. And because it's been so quick, everything has been happening so fast. There hasn't really been a time period for everybody to become clear on where they are. It went from married, divorced, friends, close friends, pregnant, marrying another dude, don't give a fuck about your feelings. It just seems like things move so fast. And they just feel bad for Jeff a little bit more than Reagan, who seems to be moving on with her life perfectly fine. So I think the friends feel more protective of Jeff than they do of Reagan. But they have to admit that is no longer her responsibility. And the divorce granted her the freedom to not have to worry about his feelings if she doesn't want to. So Barry talks to Jeff too. And, it's more of the same. He's going to stop drinking. He's not drinking that night. And he's going to, go to therapy and get a hold of his situation. Tamika gives a speech about the significance of the birthdays and, the speech to Sonny and I love you and 11/12 and, boring everybody to tears. And then we move on to Justin and Kelsey finally having a conversation about their relationship, because now we found out that he might possibly have to have surgery. Apparently he went and got a second opinion, and she didn't even know that he needed a second opinion. She thought that the radio frequency ablation, I'm hoping I'm saying that right. I think she thought that was it to this issue. And the fact that he's now going to get a second opinion on surgery, it just seems like you're actively trying to keep Kelsey out of your business. And that's so crazy, because it's not like Kelsey isn't a nurse, can't give you an opinion on something so life-threatening as having, surgery on your spine, So I kind of feel like, what is the damn problem here? And Kelsey wants to know what the problem is as well. She says that after all this time, moving to New Orleans, being there for him, living with his parents for a period of time, doing everything that she's done, okay, giving herself a little bit too much credit, but you know what I'm saying, okay. Why isn't any of that ever enough for Justin? And he says that he loves her and they're moving towards engagement, but that's not good enough. Why the fuck are we still moving towards engagement after all of this time? And he doesn't know why. He says maybe he needs to go and talk to somebody so he can figure out why. He just feels that he's not ready. Or, he's just not ready to take that step, and he's going to figure it out so he can be a better person for her. And she says that he needs to figure it out sooner than later so that she can figure out whether she's wasting all her damn good years on his ass or not. And I think that what Tamika said to her and, what their relationship is, put it on her mind and made her feel the need to take her aggression to him, because he's the one that's stringing her along and acting as if he loves her and wants to marry her, but isn't even really taking the steps to do that. Like, you ain't even bought a ring yet. Like, y'all live together. You letting her decorate your house and you can't pick out a ring for her? That's an issue. And something tells me that he's going to continue to string her along until she decides to leave. It's just how it come off. But anyway, y'all, that was Southern Charm New Orleans. Wasn't much. Hope y'all enjoyed the review. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I will see y'all in the next one. Peace out.